thrilling game here at Cuthbury today. Looked like it was heading the way of the visitors until Ian Oliver stepped up with 92 minutes on the clock, and his ferociously hit volley after a corner had been headed out beat the keeper in his top left-hand corner to give Wimborne a share of the spoils. With Scott Arnold out for a few weeks because of his cheekbone injury last week, Steve Cuss brought back Adam Costello and moved Billy Maybury to right back, with Adam Costello in the middle with Ian Oliver and Ryan Johnson at left back. And it took only 2 minutes for Wimborne to get on the score sheet. James Stocco robbed the defender on the right hand side, and his cross was turned in from 6 yards by top striker Mark Gamble. That was Matt Ralph that was caught in possession after just 2 minutes. So 1-0 Wimborne early on, but it only lasted 6 minutes, the goal. A left foot shot by Jamie Lyons, his first of 2 strikes today, equalised from 12 yards on 8 minutes. And then for a little while Larkhall, the visitors, were on top, and then on 13 minutes a tremendous run by Carl Perkins, who was looking really sharp in these early stages. When the ball came over, James Stocco looked as if he had scored, but the ball came off him and hit the post and rebounded to safety. A real let-off for the visitors there. Then just 2 minutes later, Sam Griffin was set free by John Blake, and his attempted lob was saved by the keeper. It was really end-to-end stuff at this time, an exciting game, good to watch. Both teams playing attacking football. Jason Harville had to be out really smartly on 21 minutes to deny a Larkhall forward. And then on the half hour, a flick on by James Stocco gave Sam Griffin a great chance, but he was unable to control it. Just a word of praise for the lino on that one. It looked as if Sam was offside and the lino flagged, but then he clearly realised his mistake and the referee waved the flag away, which is exactly how the officials should operate. As I say, end-to-end stuff at this point. On 33 minutes, a Mark Gamble head flick gave James Stocco a sight of goal. His early topspin attempt flew over the bar. 34 minutes. Adam Costello stumbled, let Larkhall in, but they just their attacker slipped the ball past Jason's left-hand post when it looked easier to score. And then on 40 minutes, Larkhall really had the best chance of the game. Dean Griffiths should have put them ahead when he was put straight through, but he shot wide. So half-time came with a thoroughly entertaining first half. Wimborne Town 1, Larkhall Athletic 1. And the second half started very much as the first had finished. But on 58 minutes, Matt Thorne put the visitors ahead. After he was first to a second ball, and his shot beat Jason Harville. Could have been worse for Wimborne. 4 minutes later, Jason Harville had to save with his feet on 62 minutes. But then Wimborne came back into it. James Stocco shot on 64 minutes. Vicious shot, this cannoned off the defender for a throw-in, and he'll have a few bruises there after today. 25 minutes to go. Steve Cuss rang the changes, brought Patrick Wilson on for Ryan Johnson, and went 3 at the back with Billy Maybury on the right-hand side, and Ian Oliver moving to left back. Tremendous cross by Sam Griffin on 66 minutes, who was starting to come into the game and put over a few decent balls in the second half. Was headed wide by John Blake, who got up ever so high but just couldn't control it. And then on 70 minutes, a vicious shot on the angle by Mark Gamble was palmed away for a corner by the very good Larkhall keeper. Carl Preston took the corner to the near post, and Larkhall sub Giorgio Rona got in the way of it and managed to deflect it past his goalkeeper into the net. I don't think there was any Russian blood in the linesman, but there might have been. I think the ball was over the line though. The goalkeeper wasn't too happy, but 2-2. So 2-2, 20 minutes to go, but 5 minutes later, Jamie Lyons notched his second of the game with a deflected shot that beat Jason Harville. Maybe given just a little bit too much time to get on the ball, but the deflection was a bit lucky. 15 minutes to go then, Wimborne piled forward. Franklin Clark shot over with 10 minutes to go. And then Morgan Turner was brought on 85 minutes for John Blake. And then with the very last kick of the game almost, a corner on the left to Wimborne, the ball came in, lots of men in the box, it was headed out, and then there was Ian Oliver with a sensational volley up into the top left-hand corner of the net, which no goalkeeper could have saved. fitting end to a really exciting and entertaining game. 193 people here, and they were certainly not shortchanged today. So that finished Wimborne Town 3, Larkhall Athletic 3. Before I go, a word about a special game taking place here at Cuthbury tomorrow, kick-off 1 o'clock. It's a benefit match for Steve Moore, who's been given some bad news health-wise. He's struggling against cancer at the moment, but he's got some friends together, and he's going to be out on the pitch here. That he played almost 70 games here for Wimborne, and a lot of his friends are going to turn up, and it should be a really good day. So please come and give generously. Next up for the Magpies, big match at home in the FA Cup, second qualifying round of the FA Cup next Saturday here at home to old foes Blackfield and Langley of the Wessex League, and a few old Magpies playing there. Brad McGuckin, Liam Green. Looking forward to seeing them back here. Should be a cracking game. Hope to see you there. With Steve Cuss after today's exciting 3-3 draw with Larkhall Athletic. Steve, an exciting game.
Yeah, it had a bit of everything in that game, you know. Started off really bright and got in the lead, and then you scored in the 93rd minute or whatever it was to equalise. But you know, I'm normally like to think I'm honest here, and I thought that we didn't deserve a draw out of today. I thought the effort the lads put in and determination against a really strong, experienced non-league side was very evident. I thought we deserved something out of the game.
Yeah, obviously missing Scott Arnold today. You brought in Billy Maybury to play at right back, and Adam to play and Cosy to play in the middle. I thought Cosy had a decent game.
Yeah, he's coming back into a little bit of sharpness, getting back into him. I thought he was very good today, alongside Ian, and obviously we brought young Ryan back into left back, and Billy, who can play anywhere, slotted into right back for us today. But you know, they've got experience up front, and you know, the 10 in Griffiths is a good player, and he did very well for us for them when he played against for Bridgewater against us before. So we knew him for a real handful, and I thought they coped with him quite well.
Yeah. We went ahead very early on. Carl Preston was a real terror at their defence in those early days, and a good cross from him, and Gamble got on the end of it. Yeah,
I think it's like a lot of teams at this level. They seem to create chances, but you always feel that they give you a chance as well. And that's what I said at half time. I felt, you know, if we could keep things tight, that we would create something. And you know, I always felt right throughout the game, if we got the ball into the right kind of areas, we could create chances. And Carl was, you know, prominent in that, in his pace and getting beyond the fullback. And of course the first fullback went off injured, so he was up against the midfield player. Had a tough afternoon against him.
3 similar goals we conceded, I saw, and maybe on each occasion maybe just a bit too much space being given to it.
Yeah, something that we talk a lot about is just denying that little bit of space and pressing the ball and seeing where the danger is. I think the third one was a little bit unlucky. It took a bit of a deflection as it went in, but it's about, you know, throwing yourself in front of that ball and getting out and pressing it as quick as we can, and picking up the second ball as we half cleared it on the second and third goals, which was, you know, a little bit disappointing. But you know, I'm probably picking a little bit, and all goals are disappointing when they go in.
I think we said this at Burnham, that we would struggle to see a better goal than Ollie's goal, but I've left the best till last, but that was an absolutely sensational
goal. He's specialising in special goals, isn't he? You know, it's great because you know, they were sat in there and they brought everybody back in there, and you know, Billy with his long throw, and as it just drops out, it's a sweet strike and a great way to end the game.
Yeah, and I was right there at the post, and it couldn't have been further into that top left-hand corner, because the keeper made a great effort to get it, and he just couldn't reach it.
It was a great strike. I think it would have taken 2 keepers to save it, but yeah, it was right in the top corner, but a great way to end the game.
Carl Preston claiming his goal?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I'm happy to give it to Carl. Yeah, he puts it in the right kind of areas. You know, obviously the defender missed it or touched it on the line, and you know, it was over the line and we got the goal. But yeah, I'm happy for that to go with Carl.
Any injury worries?
No, but it was physical out there, so it's a few aching, tired bodies out there. But you know, we'll recover, and we'll be going again next week for the FA Cup match.
Yeah, I'll be happy not to have a midweek game then this week ahead of Blackfield and Langley.
Yeah, we've got a clear week. We're looking forward to the Steve Moore game tomorrow, and all the lads can have a little run out in that. But we're, you know, got a clear week after that, so it'll be good preparation time for the cup match.
You and I saw Blackfield and Langley this week. Decent team, some decent players.
Yeah.
But nothing to be too afraid of.
I think it's an interesting tie. I think we'll both be happy with it. I think that they'll be happy with a draw as well as we are, and I think, you know, it's 2 good teams that will have a real go. They're doing well in their league, and they've got some good players, and you know, we've got some good players as well. So I think it's going to be another really close, interesting match, and we're looking forward to it.
If it's as exciting as today's, nobody can complain. Steve, thanks for your time.
Thank you.